I got my toes in the water, ass in the sand. Not a worry in a world, a cold beer in my hand. Life is good today. Life is good today.
Happy Homemaker here. And today the spotlight is on toes. Remember that old expression, barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen? Well, I'm here to tell you that that is the most ridiculous expression I have ever heard in my life. And why is that? Because in 2012, I was in the kitchen, barefoot, not pregnant, and what happened? I dropped a paring knife on my toe. And today is the anniversary of that event, and I am going to respect my toes and go toe to toe with all of you today and indicate why toes should not be taken for granted. And if you don't like this particular video, you can go suck a toe. Now, whenever I think about my toes, I think about dipping them in water because, as many of you know, I'm a real beach person. And I like to keep on my toes. Perhaps that's a throwback to my mother's hope that I would be a ballerina when she gave me ballet lessons when I was a wee little one. Of course, over the years, I have certainly curled my toes, and we will not discuss what that means. And I, for one, hated when someone would step on my toes, feeling that that was totally uncalled for. In my lifetime, I, of course, have gone toe-to-toe with many people. And this toe is a mess because it hits the top of my shoe when I run. But if you put a little nail polish on it, it will be absolutely beautiful. I like to toe the mark. I like to play tic-tac-toe. And if somebody is messing with me, but just a little bit, I will pull someone's toe back. It's a smaller version of pulling your leg. So we got 5 digits on the end of the foot. And they have names, which a lot of people don't know. So today I'm going to enlighten you. What are the names of the toe? Mo, Larry, and toe are the first 3 toes. No. That was a joke. The first toe is actually called the hallux. The second toe is the long toe. However, it is on my foot, but on my husband's foot, it is not the longest toe on his foot. And on my sister-in-law's toe, it is not the longest toe on my sister-in-law's foot. It is not the longest toe on her foot either. The third toe is called the middle toe. And of course, a lot of people don't know this, but you can give somebody the toe as you can give somebody the finger. A little trivia here. The movie Goldfinger was initially slated to be called Gold Toe. It's a fascinating fact. What happened was they wrote the song and they said Gold Toe. Just didn't fit the music. And so they changed it. They said, what else could we do? How about Gold Head? No, didn't work. Gold Ear? No. And someone suggested, how about Finger? Gold Finger. And that's a true story. Donald Trump told me that. The fourth toe is called the ring toe. And the little tiny toe at the end is called the pinky, little piggy, not if you're kosher, the baby toe. And in my world, it was often called the broken toe due to toe trauma. I always seem to be catching it on a bed or something of that ilk because I used to go bare feet. Aha! And this, my friends, is a toe spacer. If you suffer from a bunion, as I do, a toe spacer theoretically will straighten your toe right out. Now let's get back to that story of barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen. I was minding my own business at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was getting ready for work in 2012, and I was cutting up some vegetables for lunch, and the knife slipped from my hand and fell on my foot, severing the big tendon of this toe. And if you look over here, you might be able to see that I have a slight scar. So my toe flopped over, would not stay where it's supposed to be, and I couldn't get it to stay where it's supposed to be. So I walked into the bedroom. My husband was up by this time, and I explained what happened. And I said, what should I do? And he said, well, why don't you go to work, and then after work, you can pop in to the podiatrist's office that we use, which is right across the street, and talk to them. And that's what I did. Forgot about it during the day, came home, took my shoe off, and sure enough, my toe was still flopping. So I walked over, and Dr. Barkoff looked at it, and he said, you have severed the tendon. And that, my friends, was the last day that I went to work in 2012. I had surgery very shortly after with a foot specialist, Dr. Galan. I hope you never need a good doctor, but she was one. I was off my foot and riding a cart for 6 weeks, one of those things where you put your weight on your knee. The good news is that I was able to get disability seating at Shakespeare in the Park that year, and Richard and I were in the front row for a beautiful production. The bad news is 6 weeks off my feet, and yes, that was very difficult for me because if you know me, you know I like to move a lot. Anyway, the toe healed, and very often I'm asked, did it heal completely? And the answer is yes and no. It still keeps me up. However, I can't bend it. And you know what? That's okay, because it's there and it supports me, and I'm grateful. Do I any longer stand barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen? Well, I'm certainly never pregnant anymore at 69 years old, thank you, God. I certainly am in the kitchen a lot, especially during COVID-19. I've been cooking dinner every night religiously. However, barefoot, me in the kitchen? No, no way. I make it a point to always wear shoes in the kitchen. And that's it today from the Happy Homemaker.